boy, oh boy, oh boy. Death Stranding. Now this is an interesting game to talk about. At the time of writing this script, I have no clue how this video will turn out. Kinda like how Death Stranding in and of itself is hard to understand and hard to figure out, I suppose. And like general spoilers for the whole game, by the way. And basically all the gameplay will be from the IGN YouTube channel. I'm too busy playing Shadow of the Earth Tree to collect footage, so you know. First off, and this is a confession, I really liked and enjoyed Death Stranding by Hideo Kojima. Yeah, I know. I know not everyone shares this opinion, and I fully get you, for real. Every time I've read a negative review on Death Stranding or arguments online of why people don't like the game, my first reaction is always, no, you are absolutely right and you have a point. Death Stranding is one of those games where you either give it like a 10 out of 10 or you give it like a minus 10 out of 10 or like a minus 1000 out of 10 or something like that. So for the people totally confused that I like this game so much, I fully understand you. Especially for a game that's basically known for being like a walking simulator with a weird and very convoluted story. But this is also why I love the game so much. I freaking love the gameplay and the wandering around, and I kinda like the weird story in its own unique way. But yeah, all this is just a preamble. Let's fully get into the game and its messy, confusing, awestruck amazingness. Very briefly, what is Death Stranding for the uninitiated? Well, you are basically a delivery man in a sort of technological post-apocalyptic America, trying to deliver different items of note, whether that be of technological need or simply entertainment or survival. And it's pretty damn hard being a delivery man on the surface, as we'll get back to later. So with the game being as complicated as it is, I think it's a good idea if we follow the same structure I did for the Divinity Original Sin 2 video. So let's start by talking about the gameplay, and then we can get into the story and the music and the vibes afterward. Though I probably will end up talking about it in one big messy combination because yeah, that's Death Stranding for you. My first reaction when playing Death Stranding was, whoa, the gameplay feels really weird, clunky and stale, especially here at the start. Like you quickly lose stamina, walking over some rocks can literally trip you up if you don't hold the balance keys down and really hold firm. So you constantly have to be aware about your surroundings, even small pebbles and rocks, otherwise you'll trip. And wow, at the start the movement felt so freaking clunky. Like in other games, like Assassin's Creed for example, Black Flag obviously, you feel smooth and fast. But here you feel like you're a bag of bricks trying to walk around. But as you get further and further into the game and adjust to it, you begin to realize that this is an essential part of the gameplay. The fact that walking and traversing can be hard is literally one of the main challenges of the game. In other games, you simply rush up a wall or a mountain. But here, that wall or mountain, kinda like in real life I guess, is an actual obstacle you have to get through. As you get more familiar with the gameplay, with the stamina and the balancing, I hope that's how you say balancing, the items, the vehicles and the environment, it both gets easier and more fun as you begin to really understand the game and begin to prepare for the obstacles. Don't get me wrong, you can still lose all your packages and that totally sucks. But this is also part of what adds impact to the game. If you don't take it slow and come prepared, you will probably fail and you will waste a lot of time. For some that might seem really freaking tedious and boring, but I really loved it. Okay, it was really freaking tedious, especially that time where you had to like move really slow and steady when transporting a bomb. Well, whatever that was. But in general, I really loved how besides the giant tar ghosts and oil whales, the rivers, the lakes, the mountains and the canyons were the true obstacles and challenges of the game. And hey, talking about invisible tar ghosts that will drag you to your death and then try to consume your body. And if they consume your body, it will basically trigger a giant void out, which is basically a giant antimatter bomb that can explode a whole city. Which it has done before, by the way. Like, what are the words that are coming out of my mouth right now? Like, really? These things are called beach things or BTs. And they are such cool enemies. They really added to the atmosphere of the game, especially at the start. God, the game was so stressful and tense at the start, when you first meet these ghost thingies. You get more used to them later on, but still. And the fact that the way you combat them is by using your own blood as grenades, bullets, or throwing your own pee at them in like pee grenades, it's just great on so many levels. I won't go further in depth with them, but they were really freaking cool and challenged you in a whole different way than the environment did. The fact that you got your homie BB-28, or Lou as we call him here in the business, to help you is freaking amazing. Lou is like this little fetus thingy you are running around with, and it has to alert you to the ghosts and guide you through these dangerous areas. And I just think it was freaking amazing and terrifying. You have to be careful and not upset Lou too much by, fleeing for your freaking life, for example. Otherwise, Lou will get autotoxemia. The word is right here. So you have to soothe Lou down like the good little champ he is, and like hold him and cradle him, which is really weird and interesting. Also, though it doesn't affect you that much, I love the concept of timefall. Basically rain that will age you if it comes in contact with your body. Gameplay wise, it basically just destroys your packages and your gear in the long run if you're exposed to it too much. It's all kind of weird, but it really works for me and it feels really freaking unique. This vibe and experience are something I haven't really experienced or seen before. Oh yeah, there are also mules in the game, which you can basically equate to bandits in Skyrim or something like that. But remember to only immobilize them. If you kill one of them, you better take care of the corpse and take it to a burner, or that corpse starts a void out like we talked about before, and then you have an antimatter bomb on your hands, and we don't like that. So again, I totally understand if this kind of gameplay is not for you, but you can't argue that it isn't interesting or unique at least. Those moments where you simply wander around and look at nature while nothing of import is happening are really amazing. I remember a moment where I was just wandering over a flat landscape, looking at the mountains in the distance, just in wonder and awe at the visuals and walking and just thinking. Kinda like when you take a walk in real life in nature. And this ties in perfectly with another thing about this game. When you hit those long stretches whereas you simply wander without anything of note happening, the music starts to play, and oh my goodness, I think it's some of the best use of music I've ever experienced in a video game. Like seriously. When you wander and this music hits, it's this amazing melancholy feeling you get. But not in a bad way. You simply slow down and think about life while you wander alone in this open world. Which is what you would be doing most of the time anyway, being alone and walking around. It's kinda like if you have ever wandered around or walked around and it starts to lightly rain while you walk and think about life. It's this very specific vibe that's really hard to put into words. I think the music perfectly encapsulates this existential aloneness, where you simply walk and think. And where I say aloneness, I don't mean loneliness. I mean kind of like a profound solitude in a way. And I truly mean you are alone in the mountains, in the forest, in the marshes. It's simply you, the world, and your thoughts. And sometimes scary ghosts, but that's not, a thing all the time. It's hard to put into words, but I have never experienced anything like it while playing a game before. The music simply sets the vibe so perfectly. I won't play the songs for, copyright reasons, but you can see my favorite ones right here. And though you can listen to them on YouTube, the effect of the songs gets much, much more potent and effective after you've walked past invisible ghosts trying to kill you, and you're nearly at the point where you need to deliver the packages or something like that. And then when you finally can relax and you feel exhausted, you get to this point where you don't need to fight the environment anymore or the ghosts. You simply wander and think. And I think it's deeply profound, the music playing while you just think and look around. It's really cool. There are many things in the game I can make jokes about or make fun of. Like, for example, throwing your pee or your blood at ghosts, which sounds incredible. But these moments really had a profound effect on me, and I think they truly make the game great. Don't get me wrong, I like fighting a giant whale or a giant squid monster as much as the next guy. But these moments with the music are the very pinnacle of Death Stranding, and I hope they keep them in the upcoming sequel. Now we get to the story. I gotta be honest with you, I thought the story was okay but weird when I first played it. I would probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10 or something like that. But after watching a video on Death Stranding, its story and its meaning from like stories of old on YouTube, it really opened up my eyes to the game. And I think the extremely complicated way the story is told hinders us as the audience in actually comprehending and understanding the story and its meaning. However, after it was explained by like stories of old, where he walked through the meaning of the game and its actual message, I gotta admit, I really resonate with the story, and I will probably give it like an 8 or 9 out of 10 or something like that this time. Though again, I totally understand if you think it's a little crazy to watch a 1 hour video explaining the game. But for me at least, it really opened up my eyes to the themes. And the themes are things like extensionalism, nihilism and cynicism. And the solution to them, which are, the connection between people. But I'm also a giant sucker for extensionalism and the question of why we are here. So that's probably also why I really loved it so much. I can't recommend the video enough, by the way. And his channel in general, it's some really good stuff. So yeah, I won't spend time trying to explain the story because that's a huge freaking undertaking. I will say though that the main side characters are really inspired and unique, though you will get some really weird dialogue with, for example,
"You want it? A crypto byte a day keeps the time fall away."
So yeah, I really think that your ability to deal with the convoluted story, weird dialogue and the gameplay is what makes or breaks the game for you. And I won't fault you for not wanting to spend time enduring it if you don't enjoy that kind of thing. It's totally fair and it gets pretty freaking weird, so yeah, that is really understandable. Lastly, I want to talk about another part of this game I found really profound and amazing, besides the music moments. There's this gameplay feature where if I, for example, leave a ladder at a mountainside or a lake or something like that, it can appear in someone else's game and then they can use it. And that can also happen to me from like other players dropping items or stuff. Also, people can donate items into these like different containers and like workstations, so to speak. And like it's total strangers you will never meet who donates these items. It's some of the most simple yet amazing interactions I've ever had online with people I will never come in contact with or see. The fact that I can help other people and they in turn can help me is really profound. For example, I started out taking some items from these containers and using items others, had donated. But slowly I also began donating items to the container myself, to people I will never meet, and I will not be rewarded for, donating and being a good person. Yet it was such an amazing gameplay moment, where you both give and receive kindness from total strangers. And to whoever chose to build all those bridges over rivers, you are an absolute champ and I have nothing but the greatest respect for you. The same goes for the person who made those umbrella technological thingies that shield you from the timefall, so you can just sit and chill and wait it out. That was really awesome also, so thanks. I think it was just such a unique and amazing part of the game, so thank you Hideo Kojima for introducing it. And thanks to all the people who joined in to make the game better for everyone. Especially since, as I said before, you will be alone for a lot of the game. And then while wandering in your solitude, you just find all these small acts of kindness and help. And it's really heartwarming in a way. So yeah, this was kind of just me sharing my experience with the game and my thoughts on Death Stranding. And hey, I really enjoyed it and I really liked it. So thanks for watching, and let's see what other great stories, amazing games and other profound and awesome stuff we can dive deep into the next time. See ya!